Imagine that you could open an invisible portal around you, a mystical circle of protection and power, an energetic shield, a barrier against unwanted influences, and a key to accessing higher states of consciousness. This is the purpose of the lesser ritual of the Pentagram. This ritual, widely used in the Western Hermetic tradition and ceremonial magic, is one of the fundamental practices of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. It has been adopted by various practitioners over the centuries. Today, we will explore its deep meaning and learn step by step how to perform it. The lesser ritual of the Pentagram is not just a set of gestures and words, it is a code, a key that opens portals to hidden realities. It is a bridge between the magician and the subtle forces that structure the universe. To truly understand it, one must dive into its origins and the principles that sustain its effectiveness. Western ceremonial magic, of which the lesser ritual of the Pentagram is a pillar, has deep roots in traditions that span millennia, from the temples of ancient Egypt to the Hermetic studies of the Renaissance. The idea that symbols and rituals can shape reality is a knowledge preserved and refined by generations of initiates. However, it was in the 19th century, with the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, that this ritual was systematized and disseminated as a fundamental practice for those who sought to walk the path of high magic. For the modern practitioner, the lesser ritual of the Pentagram represents more than just spiritual defense. It is an exercise in concentration and affirmation of power, and a process of alignment with cosmic forces. By performing it, the magician does not merely trace pentagrams in the air, but inscribes a vibrational pattern into reality itself, resonating with divine forces. Each gesture, each sacred name pronounced, acts as a note in a great hidden symphony that shapes the energetic field around the practitioner. The divine names used in this ritual, Yod-He, Vav-He, Adonai, A, and Agla, are not mere words. They are power-charged formulas, vibrational representations of the highest spheres of the universe. When the magician utters them with intention and conviction, they directly invoke the energy of these forces, allowing their influence to manifest in the physical world. This practice, when consistently repeated, refines spiritual perception and strengthens the practitioner's connection with higher planes of existence. The pentagram, in turn, is one of the oldest symbols of humanity, associated with the balance of the elements and the sovereignty of consciousness over the forces of nature. Tracing it at the 4 cardinal points during the ritual not only creates a protective shield, but also establishes an energetic circuit, harmonizing the magician with the macrocosm. It is no wonder that alchemists, Hermetic philosophers, and initiates of various orders have always regarded it as an emblem of power and illumination. By committing to the regular practice of the lesser ritual of the pentagram, the student not only protects themselves from external influences, but also initiates an internal process of transformation. They discipline their mind, strengthen their will, and develop a sharper perception of subtle reality. The world around them begins to feel less chaotic because they become a center of stability and coherence within an ever-changing reality. More than a ritual, this is a spiritual training. It does not merely ward off unwanted energies, but fine-tunes the practitioner's perception so that they themselves become a conscious agent of change. Like any powerful tool, its true value can only be understood through direct experience. Theory provides a map, but it is practice that reveals the true territory of magic. The lesser ritual of the pentagram follows a precise sequence that harmonizes the practitioner with higher spiritual forces and establishes an energetic field around them. Its structure is divided into 4 main parts, each with a specific purpose: aligning with the divine, tracing protection, invoking higher forces, and sealing the vibration field. 1. The Kabbalistic Cross, the alliance with the divine. Before tracing any pentagram, the magician performs the Kabbalistic cross, a powerful exercise of connection with the source. This initial step not only purifies the practitioner's aura, but also centers their consciousness in the presence of the divine. The practitioner envisions a brilliant light above their head, symbolizing the pure and transcendent essence of the Creator. From this light, they draw a pillar of energy that descends to the earth and expands to the sides, creating a balance between higher and lower forces, as well as the duality of the universe. The steps of the Kabbalistic cross are as follows. 1. Touch your forehead and say, Ata, thou art, visualizing a beam of light descending from infinity to your head. 2. Touch your chest and say, Malkuth, the kingdom, bringing the light down to your feet, connecting with the earth. 3. Touch your right shoulder and say, Gabura, the power, expanding the light to your right. 4. Touch your left shoulder and say, Chesed, the glory, feeling the light expand to your left. 5. Cross your hands over your chest and say, Leolam, Amen. Forever, Amen. Forever and ever, Amen. Feeling yourself enveloped by this divine presence. With this, the practitioner establishes a state of vibrational alignment, preparing for the next step. 2. Tracing the pentagrams, creating the circle of protection. The next step is the creation of a protective shield around the magician. For this, pentagrams are traced in the 4 cardinal directions, acting as barriers against negative influences and as seals that fix the ritual's energy in the environment. Each pentagram must be drawn with precision and accompanied by the vocalization of a corresponding divine name. The intention behind each stroke is essential. Merely drawing them mechanically is not enough. The practitioner must feel the flow of energy emanating from their hands and fixing itself in the air. The process unfolds as follows. 1. Face the east. Trace a luminous pentagram in the air and vibrate the name Yod-He Vav-He, representing the creative force. 2. Turn to the south. Draw another pentagram and say Adonai, evoking the Supreme Presence. 3. Face the west. Trace the next pentagram and pronounce E, symbolizing the eternal I Am. 4. Turn to the north. Draw the final pentagram and say Agla, an acronym for Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai, meaning Thou art mighty forever, O Lord. At this moment, the magician is surrounded by a circle of protective energy, vibrating in harmony with the divine names. 3rd invocation of the Archangels, calling upon higher forces. Now that the protective field is established, the magician invokes the presence of the 4 archangels who govern the cardinal points, reinforcing security and aligning with cosmic forces. Each archangel has a specific function and an elemental correspondence, symbolizing the balanced presence of the 4 elements around the practitioner. During this phase, one must feel the presence of these entities, perceiving their qualities and the energy they bring. The invocation proceeds as follows. 1. Before me, Raphael, Archangel of the East, element of air, dressed in yellow and green, holding a caduceus. 2. Behind me, Gabriel, Archangel of the West, element of water, dressed in blue and silver, holding a chalice. 3. To my right, Michael, Archangel of the South, element of fire, dressed in red and gold, wielding a flaming sword. 4. To my left, Uriel, Archangel of the North, element of earth, dressed in brown and gold, holding an orb of earth. After sensing the presence of the archangels surrounding them, the magician declares, For around me flame the pentagrams, and within me shines the 6-ray star. This affirmation reinforces the energetic alignment connecting the practitioner to the macrocosm. 4. Closing the Kabbalistic cross. Again, to conclude the ritual, it is necessary to reaffirm the connection with the divine and seal the established energy. This is done by repeating the Kabbalistic cross, returning to a state of balance, and completing the practice. The closing follows the same process as the opening. 1. Touch your forehead and say, Ata. 2. Touch your chest and say, Malkuth. 3. Touch your right shoulder and say, Geburah. 4. Touch your left shoulder and say, Chesed. 5. Cross your hands over your chest and say, Leolam, Amen. At this moment, the magician feels the energy stabilizing and the vibrational field remaining intact. The ritual is complete, and protection and purification have been firmly established. Final considerations. The structure of the lesser ritual of the pentagram was carefully designed to operate on multiple levels: psychological, energetic, and spiritual. Its regular repetition strengthens the practitioner's connection with the divine, enhances their ability to concentrate, and protects them from harmful influences. Although at first glance it may seem like a simple exercise in visualization and vocalization, its consistent practice profoundly transforms one's perception of reality. The magician begins to notice subtler energetic patterns and feels increasingly centered and protected on their spiritual path. This ritual is not just a technique, it is a training of consciousness, an alignment with higher forces, and a preparation for more advanced stages of the esoteric journey. Those who dedicate themselves to it with discipline and clear intention will soon perceive its transformative effects, becoming not only protected, but true agents of the divine on earth. Thank you for watching.